So I think that it will be a brand new story. It's just a matter of it's going to go down. I wouldn't be surprised though if it went down the road that you're talking about.
Want to bet a steak dinner on that?
Not on that one.
Oh
Not on whether or not or what it's going to be. No, but I do think it's going to explore more so into the lore.
Sure.
I just think obviously a more mild Game of Thrones in the Star Wars world.
I see what you're saying.
I
think the fans want something like that.
Yeah.
I think they
could
do.
be. All right, but that's Steph. Do you have an opinion as far as what you think? You think it's definitely going to be Old Republic?
Yeah,
yeah,
I do
Better steak
because
dinner
it's
on it?
setting up like a whole new era, and I think they might want to do a trilogy with Feige or whoever directs that one, and that's a good era to step into. Or it could be a standalone too, to see how people receive it.
You know, if it was James Gunn that was doing this, I would bet you 5 steak dinners that it was Knights of the Old Republic, an adaptation. If he's
with James Gunn,
That'd be sick.
He's
his thing?
He's a massive Knights of the Old Republic.
Is he?
fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a massive Knights of the Republic fan.
He would make it so. I hope he would put his little raunchy twist in it.
His raunchy twist.
See, but that's the
So
thing with James
raunchy.
Gunn. It's like James Gunn, who, when you look at like Peacemaker, which is so his style.
Yeah.
I think he knows Knights of the Old Republic so well that, of course, you'd add certain humor when it was HK-47 and all those, like Meatbag and all that. There'd be things that James Gunn would probably have just a field day doing, but I think he would be true to it overall. I want to see James Gunn do a Knights of the Old Republic TV show for Disney+.
But he is such a, like, we talk about
that.
style. We talk about style. Big Raimi. Talk about Raimi's style. Gunn's got a style.
He does have a style, but he's also
It's very
He's not dumb.
Even
But-
like his early stuff, like Slither.
But he knows
style.
Yeah, it is a style, but he knows what the essence of that story is and what it
But
should be.
I find him-
I would be that one. He does have a particular style. You're not wrong. And I've said it, like with the Guardians and everything too. Sometimes like his jokes are always funny, but sometimes I feel like the jokes he'll go for the joke. Like that person should say it because he knew it's a good punchline and it works, but maybe it wasn't necessary for the story. I didn't feel that way in Peacemaker. Peacemaker, everything landed for me.
But it was
style.
what
It was his style. But anyway, I think that if you gave him Knights of the Republic as a TV show, it would work. And I would, and if they announced that he was coming out to do a show, I'd be like, he's doing Knights. He loves Knights.
Yeah,
but with Kevin Feige, I don't know how much he loves.
I feel like you tell me Kenneth Branagh's directing Knights of the Old Republic. I'm like, yep, done. I get it. You tell me James Gunn directing Knights of the Old Republic. I'm like, huh.
Nah.
I don't know how this is gonna go.
Because the only reason,
And that's not to say he's not
knowing. No, I know what you're saying. It's just because of style. When you put the two styles against each other, but when you listen to how much, there's no way that Kenneth Branagh knows more about the Knights of the Republic than James Gunn.
But he's also not a novice filmmaker that's gonna go, I'm not gonna put my stamp on this.
But he's a fantastic TV
Here,
producer.
perfect example. Perfect example. Taika Waititi and Thor.
Yes.
If you would have told me this guy's going to do Thor, I'd be like, whatever.
Right.
And I'll be the first to admit, when I saw the trailers and this and that, I was like, oh, this is terrible.
Ragnarok.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Of Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok is one of my favorite Marvel films of all time now.
Right.
But it's 180 from Thor of what Feige and everything put forward
because he put a
Thor is
style
gonna
on
be.
it. Yeah, but look, and the same can
And
be said.
people accept it, like, this is the Thor now. We don't want old, where art thou, Thor, anymore.
The same can be said about Taika's episode of Mandalorian. It starts off with Sudeikis with that little monologue.
The biker. Yeah, it's troopers.
Hey,
With that,
I love that part.
but then by
roll
the
the
time
dice
you
and
get
take a chance. Let's
but
do
by
it.
the time you get to the end of that episode, you're like, oh my god,
sacrificing
it's
himself.
everything about it is great. So
Okay.
James Gunn doing a Knights of the Republic, I would love to see. Now I don't know if Feige's going to be doing a Knights of the Republic. I do think he'll be playing in that area. But anyway, lots to talk about. So if you're brand new to the channel, please hit subscribe, hit the notification, do all that.